Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. So today I'm reviewing The Munsters. It stars Sherry Moon Zombie, Jeff Daniel Phillips, Daniel Roebuck, Richard Brake, Jorge Garcia, Sylvester McCoy, and we get a nice cameo from Cassandra Peterson, aka the Mistress of the Dark herself, Elvira. So this movie is directed by Rob Zombie. He's directed films such as one of the reboots of Halloween, The Devil's Rejects, Grindhouse, House of a Thousand Corpses, and several other films. So in this movie, we get to see how Lily and Herman Munster end up together. Lily's living with her father, looking for love, and Herman was basically created like Frankenstein's monster. And we see them dating and getting together and falling in love and getting married. I'm just going to start this off right now by saying this movie is really weird. It's very, very weird. Even by Rob Zombie's standards, this is really weird. However, it's not necessarily a bad weird. It's just weird. I will discuss the things that I liked about this film. Rob Zombie definitely stepped out of his comfort zone. This is something completely different from anything I've ever seen from him. And I really do feel like he had a lot of fun making this film. I love the colors and the saturation, the set pieces. It's very colorful. It's beautifully shot. I think all of that was great. Also, all of the actors, I think their portrayals of the Munster family was really great. I know there were some complaints about Rob Zombie's wife. She's playing Lily. She was a little over the top in this film, and out of all the portrayals, I think hers was the weakest. Not the worst, but the weakest. But I still think she did a good job, and I enjoyed seeing her in this role. But the standout, of course, is Daniel Roebuck as Grandpa. He was just beautiful in this role. I think he really took on the role of Grandpa. He did really well. I may have enjoyed him a little bit more than Al Lewis's take on Grandpa. I just think he was that good. He really embodied the character, and he was just he was the standout of the film. When he wasn't on screen, I was thinking, where's Grandpa? I want to see more of him because he was great. With that being said, some of the things I didn't like about this film, it wasn't really funny. With all the colors and the set pieces and the characters, it really was not that funny. I hardly laughed. I was more so confused the entire film versus laughing during this film. And I really feel like because Rob Zombie was the main writer on this film, I think he needed someone else to maybe come in and write the jokes for him, because some of the stuff was not funny. Also, and I think everyone will agree with me, it's way too long. This thing is almost 2 hours, and I feel like it didn't need to be 2 hours. Movies like this really should just be around the 90-minute mark. Anything more than that, I think you're doing too much. We have all this setup of how Lily is looking for love, and then Herman is created, and then them courting and dating and then getting married. It was just so much setup. And then there was the side plot with her brother, who's a werewolf, trying to trick them out of money. It was just way too much exposition. It was way too much in the story. Perhaps Rob Zombie was thinking there was going to be a sequel, and then he could just start from basically where the show starts in the sequel, but you have to leave the audience wanting more, and I think he gave us way too much in this film. Maybe the movie should have started with maybe a flashback of how they fell in love and met, and then started from when they end up in the house on Mockingbird Lane, because that's how the movie ends. We get all this setup, all this story and plot points and everything until the very end where they get to the house, and I was so bored during this movie. But I did like his interpretation. He was very thoughtful, and you can tell that he wanted to add some of the zaniness from the original show to this film. I just feel like he should have cut back at least another 30 minutes of this film and maybe got a joke writer or something to help him, and I think the movie would have been great. There are some great things within this film. There are some hidden things with, like I said, with the zaniness and how silly it is, and it did remind me of the original in some parts, but I just think he overthought it maybe just a little too much. And not to compare it to other films, but I think about the Addams Family movies from the 90s and even the Brady Bunch movies. they didn't take themselves too seriously. They just stuck with how the family is and just put them in like modern day society. And it was just funny seeing them just deal with that and being in the real world, but still being themselves. And I think if he maybe followed that formula and made those slight changes, this movie would have been a great movie. So guys, that was my review for The Munsters 2022. You can watch it if you want. It's on Netflix just to see. Like I said, there's some hidden gems in there. But I'll catch you guys in the next one. And don't forget to like and subscribe. Bye guys.